Hello everyone. You can submit your mock test answers in the comment section. Question is, you have an Azure subscription that contains an Azure Synapse Analytics dedicated SQL pool named SQL Pool 1. SQL Pool 1 is currently paused. You need to restore the current state of SQL Pool 1 to new SQL pool. What should you do first? Option A, create a workspace. Option B, create a user-defined restore point. Option C, resume SQL pool 1. Option D, create a new SQL pool. Question is, you plan to build a structured streaming solution in Azure Databricks. The solution will count new events in 5-minute intervals and report only events that arrive during the interval. The output will be sent to a Delta Lake table. Which output mode should you use? Option A, update. Option B, complete. Option C, append. Question is, you have an Azure Synapse Analytics dedicated SQL pool that contains a table named Table 1. You have files that are ingested and loaded into an Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 container named Container 1. You plan to insert data from the files in Container 1 into Table 1 and transform the data. Each row of the data in the files will produce one row in the serving layer of Table 1. You need to ensure that when the source data files are loaded to Container 1, the date time is stored as an additional column in Table 1. Solution: you use an Azure Synapse Analytics serverless SQL pool to create an external table that has an additional date time column. Does this meet the goal? Options are yes or no. Question is, you have an Azure Data Lake storage account that contains a staging zone. You need to design a daily process to ingest incremental data from the staging zone. Transform the data by executing an R script and then insert the transformed data into a data warehouse in Azure Synapse Analytics. Solution: you use an Azure Data Factory schedule trigger to execute a pipeline that executes mapping data flow and then inserts the data into the data warehouse. Does this meet the goal? Options are yes or no. Question is, you plan to create an Azure Data Factory pipeline that will include a mapping data flow. You have JSON data containing objects that have nested arrays. You need to transform the JSON formatted data into a tabular dataset. The dataset must have one row for each item in the arrays. Which transformation method should you use in the mapping data flow? Option A, new branch. Option B, unpivot. Option C, alter row. Option D, flatten. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. In case of any query, please reach out to guruforcertification@gmail.com. Question is, you have an enterprise data warehouse in Azure Synapse Analytics named DW1 on a server named Server1. You need to determine the size of the transaction log file for each distribution of DW1. What should you do? Option A on DW1 execute a query against the sys.database underscore files dynamic management view. Option B from Azure Monitor in the Azure portal execute a query against the logs of DW1. Option C execute a query against the logs of DW1 by using the getAZ operational insights search result PowerShell cmdlet. Option D on the master database execute a query against the sys.dm underscore pdw underscore nodes underscore os underscore performance underscore counters dynamic management view. Question is you are designing an anomaly detection solution for streaming data from an Azure IoT hub. The solution must meet the following requirements. First, send the output to Azure Synapse. Second, identify spikes and dips in time series data. Third, minimize development and configuration effort. Which should you include in the solution? Option A Azure Databricks. Option B Azure Stream Analytics. Option C Azure SQL Database. Question is you have an Azure Stream Analytics job. You need to ensure that the job has enough streaming units provisioned. You configure monitoring of the SU% utilization metric. Which two additional metrics should you monitor? Option A backlogged input events. Option B watermark delay. Option C function events. Option D out of order events. Option E late input events. Question is you have an Azure Synapse Analytics job that uses Scala. You need to view the status of the job. What should you do? Option A from Synapse Studio, select the workspace. From Monitor, select SQL requests. Option B from Azure Monitor, run a custom query against the Azure Diagnostics table. Option C from Synapse Studio, select the workspace. From Monitor, select Apache Spark's applications. Option D from Azure Monitor, run a custom query against the Spark logging event underscore CL table. Question is you have an Azure Data Factory pipeline that performs an incremental load of source data to an Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 account. Data to be loaded is identified by a column named last updated date in the source table. You plan to execute the pipeline every 4 hours. You need to ensure that the pipeline execution meets the following requirements. First, automatically retries the execution when the pipeline run fails due to concurrency or throttling limits. Second, supports backfilling existing data in the table. Which type of triggers should you use? Option A event. Option B on demand. Option C schedule. Option D tumbling window. Our set 2 of Microsoft DP 203 will be released soon. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the update. Stay tuned and keep learning with us. In case of any query, please reach out to guruforcertification@gmail.com. Thank you.